Breaking from D.C. FBI just raided his house. 15 years ago the idea of a homegrown terrorist, or domestic terrorist cells terrified us. We, as a nation, were so paralyzed by the prospect of a neighbor building a bomb and walking it out their front door, right under our noses, that we were willing to do anything to make sure that didn't happen. We still felt the pain of watching our brothers and sisters die on 9/11. We saw our sons and daughters and brothers and sisters marching off to war, and no punishment was too strong for terrorists or terrorist sympathizers. Over the years though, the shock has worn off, and political correctness has eroded our nation's resolve and convinced many that the bloodthirsty religion that has been responsible for the deaths of so many Americans, so much so, that our previous president went so far as to invite the leaders of Islam into this country and make them feel as at home as possible. As ludicrous as that might sound, according to the conservative Daily Post, at least regular American was converted by an Islamic education center that was run by a crony of former President Obama. Asked Friday of the year, the Federal Bureau of Investigation agents were raiding a home in Sterling, Virginia, a home inhabited by a person with a shocking connection to the Obama administration. The home in Sterling, Virginia contained Sean Andrew Duncan, a Muslim convert who, according to the FBI in their affidavit, stated his intention to join ISIS in Syria where they are currently being slaughtered. Sean Andrew Duncan also shared information on how to make a bomb with a woman who is currently in international custody. So you're probably wondering what this has to do with the Obama administration. Let's face it, any whackjob with an internet connection and a bent toward violence could end up tangled up with terrorists. Sadly, while that might be true, there are organizations here in the United States that are actually encouraging and teaching Islam and Middle Eastern culture. The one in Duncan area is being run by, you guessed it, a buddy of Obama. It seems that Duncan moved to the D.C. area to associate with the Arabic language program taught at the Falaki Institute, based in Sterling. Duncan apparently loved the program so much that he gave testimonials about it and worked to raise funds for the program. Most interesting of all, one of the Falaki Institute Arabic language program top advisors is Mohammed Majid, who is a top Islamic advisor to the Obama administration. Suspicion of the Duncan household began when he and his wife tried to travel to Turkey, but were rejected by the Turkish government and sent back to the United States. When they arrived back in the United States, the Federal Bureau of Investigations interviewed Sean Andrew Duncan before releasing him back into the United States. According to Duncan associate, Duncan was her contact with ISIS in the United States, and she had talked with him using encrypted applications. She said that Sean Andrew Duncan provided her with instructions on how to make a bomb, taken from the ISIS-backed Inspire magazine written and printed by Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula AQAP. The article he provided to her was called How to Build a Bomb in Your Mother Kitchen. Just last month, the government became aware of Duncan running a Twitter account, at Dalal al-Islam, which is an Islamic phrase that translates to Islamic State. That information, combined with the other information that the FBI had collected, led them to request a search warrant from a federal judge, so that the FBI could search for further evidence that Duncan was working with the Islamic State. When the FBI served the search warrant, Duncan attempted to flee, carrying a bag with a USB flash drive he had snapped into pieces. The FBI maintains that he was attempting to destroy evidence of his collusion with the Islamic State, but it sounds like they have plenty to go on already. This marks yet another win for the FBI against Islamic terrorism. It is also another incident of a youth with no Islamic background being radicalized while in the United States. It seems like such a common sense issue that those who are heavily connected to and invested in terrorism should be outcast and certainly not spend time at the White House with a president. Yes, it's politically incorrect to say that Islam is violent, however, it's the truth. And just because a truth makes you uncomfortable does and make it any less true. It's time we throw off the bonds of friendship with terrorists and protect ourselves from the evil that the Obama administration ushered in.